So, comment ça va?
Ça va bien. I'm good. How about y'all?
We're good.
Awesome.
I mean, it's a fresh start to the year. So, how you been feeling lately?
I've been feeling great. A lot of introspection. I guess I've been feeling this way for a few months, even before the year like resetted. But I feel great, energized, optimistic, hopeful. So yeah. Definitely getting closer to God. That was one of my biggest biggest overall. The accomplishment's not done, but it's something in progress. What I've been feeling the most proud of. My boiler room set was really a highlight because I've been dreaming of doing that since I've started DJing for the first time. So that's really cool. But I guess these are the two, I feel like every day is a win for me. So there's not really like a day, something that I'm like, oh my God, this was really cool. And this was really like a milestone. But probably the boiler room and my closeness to religion, God, everything, faith. Oh my God, this story is funny. I always tell it. And I hope this person is not mad at me every time they hear about it, but it's really I had an ex-boyfriend that was DJing, and we were supposed to do a duo, and things didn't went as planned. And I decided, as I'm a really prideful person, that I was not gonna, abandon that, hobby that I grow to like just because I was not with someone anymore. So yeah, started DJing like, let's say 6-7 years ago, and I never stopped since. I often channel my pains and my L's in other projects or stuff that I could just put this energy instead of ruminer dessus and be sad about it. So I wasn't really expecting anything. The journey passed so quick, but it's so memorable, but so quick. I think about where I started all the time, and it's like it feels like it passed like that. But I've lived so many adventures, and I could say that I stopped and I smelled the flowers a couple times, even though there was a few moments where I was so like impatient to get at some point, and and then it happens, and you're just like, you know what I mean? Like I think the journey wasn't that hard for me, but I feel it wasn't that hard because I worked hard unconsciously. Like I worked hard because but it was so passionating me at the moment. I was like, wow, it's so fun, like learning new music, learning new skills, seeing myself getting better and better every time. It was so exciting that it wasn't really about the end goal, and it was really like about what can I learn, who can I meet, where can I go. I did work for everything I got. I don't remember anything that I've ever had that was handed to me. And yeah, like I'm not scared of work. I'm a really hard worker, girl. I do feel like work comes to me easy. Like work comes to me pretty easy. Maybe that's why people are like, oh, she has it easy, because I'm not scared of doing the steps. And it's crazy because we were talking with Kofi recently, and I'm like, most of the people are scared to succeed, and that's not a thing that I'm scared to do. I'm not scared to put in the work. I'm not scared to alienate myself to the point where I'm like, oh my God, at the end the thing is done. You know what I mean? For all my life, I feel like everybody has confidence maybe, but I feel like everybody has their flaws that they're probably thinking a lot about sometimes, and I'm a victim of that. But with the years, it's something that you gain with the years, and being better at what you do, you're able to understand, okay, I'm good at that, I'm good at this, so you gain confidence in it. I feel like I've just stopped because I was too self-conscious about how people will receive my music. And recently I was talking to a known singer in Montreal, And she told me, like, music is really about, you just do the music, man. You don't have to question yourself about if someone's gonna like it, if someone's not gonna like it. It's about do you like it? Yes, then just do your music. I do get like kind of, comment on dit ça, genre, distraite, or like, intrusive thoughts that are like, that could derail me from, let's say, let's say I'm on a good comfort. Like, I started making music with this guy. We recorded a whole EP. I never got it out. Could you imagine? So it's like I'm putting all my energy, my power, my confidence. I'm like, okay, let's do this EP. I finish it, and then it could be anything. It could be anything that just, it's an intrusive thoughts, and then boom, brings me back to zero. And then I don't have any peer around me that are like, well, you're tripping a little bit, just put your music out there. And so I kind of just didn't have anyone around me, I guess, or didn't understand that, like, I needed to share it. And that's how I was gonna grow the confidence, Some people are messengers. Like, I feel like I'm more of a messenger than anything. Like, I'm more of a doer than anything, less than really like I'm not here to necessarily save you or be a savior. I'm more, I think, of a healer. I felt like a lot of people were putting a lot of pressure and expectation and responsibility on me, but they also forget that I'm also part of the community that I'm speaking up for, and so I'm obviously also targeted in all of that. I'm doing that not for me, I'm not doing that for them, I'm doing it for all of us. So I feel like a lot of people forgot that I was a human being in that process. I felt compelled to do something, even if I even if I felt like I was an imposter. And I started with a kind of celebration happening / protest, where I felt like we didn't have to be sad and crying and marching the streets, and to really be able to convey a message for people to hear us. And I feel like a lot of people are more receptive when it involves something that could be a little bit fun or something. And so Occupy the Hood was that's my nonprofit. It was kind of a blend of, what I do, which is DJing, which is singing, which is producing music and performing, and also being vocal about stuff that was affecting me and my peers. The goal was to be able to provide another sense of liberation to people, right? Like, because I know that every protest that we've experienced or have attended always finished by us being tear gassed, or like, super hostile environment with the police, the law enforcement, and just I don't know, like riot crews and black bloc, and I don't know, like people that just come to disturb, like Occupy the Hood protests or whatever we did. We never had any such behaviors. Police were super surprisingly cooperative, so I think it was like a safe space for a lot of people. So yeah, definitely brought joy to people, and to myself, and to a lot of folks. Last year, a little bit before the year end, I had a friend that committed suicide, and it really shook me to my core in a way that I'm usually a super emotional person, and I cry easily and stuff. But when that happened, I kind of felt like I felt like I've never felt before in my life. And it's like it's like, when you feel your brain is creating connection between stuff you never felt before. I was like, whoa, like I was thinking of stuff I've never thought before. Like it from that moment, like all I felt was like, there's so many things that I can't explain, that like I have to turn to God, or I have to turn to a higher being or whatever that could make me feel safe or make me feel comfortable in believing that there's more, that there's hope, that there's joy behind a door, or after a cloud, or after the rain. one day at a time, and I keep her spirit alive. I talk about her all the time. I laugh about, great memories, and I see death in a way that is like, I'm sad about it, I'll be sad about it, I'll cry about it, but I see death as something that is so much more than, it's so much more than the physical realm. Like, it's so much more, and there's so much, there's like, I don't know how to say that. There's like no explanation sometimes, and it's just like mektub, you know what I mean? It's just like part of life. And that's why I don't let myself like cry too much, and I don't let myself just sulk too much about it, because it's like, it's part of life. And I'm sad about it. I'm sad about it, but then at the same time, I'm so grateful to have been able to be part of this person, this angel's life, But it definitely made me more like, okay, people are going through it, and no matter how they're gonna position themselves as the strongest, as the person that's going out and having fun and having 1,000 friends and living the best life, like, you never know how hard it is. A lot of people don't have, it's not easy for them to speak about what's going on in their life. Some people don't even want to break the image that other people have of them, just for the sake of their brand, for the sake of their family, for the sake of, they're in the public eye or whatever. But you just never know. So that's why you gotta be kind, and you gotta be like, considerate of others, of the actions que tu mets dans le monde, like your intentions, what you say about others, it plays a big part. Any final thoughts? I just want to say I'm happy about my journey and where I'm at, and everybody that I met through the years, and who I've become. And I wish that, one thing I was excited for me to come here today was that I feel like when people see me, they don't see me smiling. They don't see Fatima Mansa, who she really is. And I wish that people saw more of that about me. And so I don't bite. And that's my last word.